Woke up this morning, opened my curtains, looking down the yard, and I thought, what a glorious, beautiful day. And I opened the curtains, looked down the field, and changed my mind. So instead of being a happy, joyful, what a lovely day morning, it's a not again one. Yeah, you're going to find out what it is in a minute. I'll show you. You're not going to like it any more than I did, but it is what it is. It's not something I was expecting, mind. I will say, I thought we were past all this. I thought we ticked the boxes, done everything we can, and we were all hunky-dory. Thought too soon. Right, let's go and get her. I seriously thought about not videoing this and just saying nothing, but this is the reality. This is what happens. Actually, I think I'll go through the other gate. So anyway, like I said, I looked out the south window, everything looked fine. Looked out the west window and I saw a black blob with lots of small black blobs bouncing all over it. I instantaneously recognised the big black blob as a calf and the smaller black blobs as a family of ravens. No animal's going to let a family of ravens bounce all over it. Well, not while it's alive and healthy anyway. So we had, you've heard me mention it a couple of times in the last week, we had two remaining poorly calves. One was 210 and one was 212. Well, 210 is 130 or burgers calf. 212 was actually, in my opinion, the livelier of the two. If one was going to die, I thought it would have been 210, which kind of bodes well, because if the healthier one has succumbed, have I got another one to go? Anyway, I think the calf died last night. The cows have obviously spent an awful lot of time around. In fact, they're around it now. When I came out in the field this morning, first thing, all the cows were on the golf course and this little calf was by itself, which is probably why it was easy to spot, because it was alone. But when the cattle saw me come down, they all come bombing out. The herd instinct to protect the poorly one, but yeah. Anyway, we can't leave it down here. It's got to come back at the farm. Ravens are all sat down there on the fence now, hoping I'm going to leave it here. This is not being a good year. Excuse me. Come on, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. flipping over. It's not the financial loss, although this year that is going to be fairly considerable, although I won't. The loss this year is going to be the expense in getting rid of the dead, and then it's going to be in a couple of years with the lack of income because I've got nothing to sell. There's no, the only saving, if anything, is on feed and space, but I was happy to spend that. So yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm pretty sure this is the remnants of the coccidiosis we had in the herd. I don't think this animal ever really recovered. I think its gut lining was shredded by the bug. It took us too long to identify what the problem was. Yeah. So, and the worst thing is, it's not the only death on the farm last night. Leave it in the bucket for now. I'm not using the skid steer for anything else for a couple of hours, and it means when the knacker man comes I can just put him straight in the Land Rover. So our other loss last night, I'm sure you're itching to find out who or what it was. It was Spike. So despite our best efforts, and we tried everything we could. Come on, mate, out you come. Poor little chap. So, hot water bottles, blankets, food, water. Although the only thing mistake we made apparently was we should have pureed the food and mixed it with water. But apparently the symptoms I gave the Hedgehog Rescue Centre when I spoke to them yesterday was he had hypothermia, and that was the shaking. So that's why he went on the hot water bottle. But yeah, he passed last night, so I'm very sorry about that. That can go back in there. We left it in there because it's a case of he's probably covered in fleas and we didn't want them all in the house, so yeah. Right. I'm going to return into nature. So all in all, pretty poor start to the day really. Yeah, it's kind of just put a downer on everything. I'm really sorry about Spike. If I'd recognised and knew what the symptoms were straight away, as for hypothermia, again, you second guess yourself. Could I have done better? Could I have done something different? If I come across the same symptoms again, I'll know what to do. But, you know, should we have rung the Hedgehog Rescue people sooner? Well, I took him to the vets, and the vets basically said, just take him when we give him some food. So I just carried out the veterinary advice, which wasn't quite good enough. Okay, mate, you came from the hedge. You can return to the hedge. I'd like to think that's his happy place. Right, so anyway, going on the reasonable success of moving our poo heap yesterday with the Doosan, I'm thinking of having another few hours on the little digger and shift a load of this over there as well. If I can move this entire pile here over there, It's quite a lot of work, and with a little digger it's going to take some time because it's wet underneath, and there's a very wet patch in the middle of that. It's not worth trying to do it with the skid steer. I'm just going to make a real mess. So it does mean moving it twice. So I have to go from there to there, and then there to there. But the upside of that is it will get well and truly aerated, which is what we want. And we'll also kill off a lot of this fat hen and wheat, and more fat hen and more wheat and sticky. But yeah, basically it should help to sterilize the heap. And then sooner or later we are going to have to come in here and shred that. The thing is, it's not a massive heap, but I do see hedge trimmer guard in there. Not quite sure how that got in there. Is it mine or somebody else's? We'll just go and rescue that a minute, if I can reach it. Oh, eat that. Yeah, that's ours. That's the 345. Fine work only. That's the machine we like to keep nice and sharp. We don't use it on big, thick hedges. We use it on fine, like the Linicera and regular trimming, stuff like that. So yeah, they've lost the guard off that. Right, I'm gonna go have a cup of tea. I've rung the kennels. They will come and collect little calf. Yeah. Ooh, Samantha's here. Right, I'll go see my daughter first. My daughter had to go to hospital earlier in the week for an exploratory operation, which turned into a 4-hour operation. So she's very uncomfortable, but she's also very happy because we think, well, we definitely now know what the problem was. It was only suspicious before. Can't remember what it's called, so I can't give you too much information. But yeah, there was something inside her that shouldn't have been there. And I think they got, well, most of it. Right, completed my daddy nursing bits and bobs. So Samantha's here, recovering from her operation. She's a bit stiff and sore. Hollow's not very well. Mrs. P's gone to have her nails done. None of the boyfriends are available, so it was just me. But I have said, you know, I kind of need to get some stuff done. So Samantha just said, "Go on, Dad. I'll be all right." And I said, "Look, I'm just on the end of the phone. If you need me," she won't need me. You know where I am. So, right. So yesterday we moved one of the muck piles. Mainly with the skid steer, but then finishing off with this chap. It worked quite well. So it was greased up and fueled up yesterday. I think I could do some more. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move the shit heap. It's one of those things where not everybody does it. Some folks will just put the pile out in the field or leave it in the middle and it'll stay there, and that's okay. It works okay, but for me, I like to move it at least once just to help it all break down, and then hopefully with the humus start we put on the field earlier this year, when we spread this later on, one, it helps reduce the volume. There's less of it. It also makes what's left of it more available to the plant roots. So yeah, let's go and turn some poo. Right, didn't think that through very well, did I? I thought, oh, I'll just open the front window and I'll just bang the camera on there out the way. Of course, up with that, smash the camera off the, I think I've already got 2 cracks in the lens. Yeah. It's a little bit worse, but I don't think you can see it. So maybe I'll order another lens cover. Oops. This is actually pretty well rotted down already. This is spreadable, but we're going to move it anyway. Got a bit of clay in that one. So a lot of this I'm probably going to have to move twice, unless I just leave it as a gap between the two piles, which is also doable. I'll spend the next 5 minutes thinking about that. Right, well, obviously the kennels man came while I was out on the machine. I've actually made reasonable progress now. I think about 2/3 the way through the whole heap. You lot all right in there? Yeah? That's our little pole bull calf. He's got a thing about that salt lick. He can't really reach it. But yeah, he's picking up the odd dribble. This lot, yeah, you're pretty loose, aren't you? So, yeah. They just like to come in here. So, got all the golf course, all the shed they want, and they'd rather come in the barn. You'd think after being shut in for 6 months, they'd want to be out of here. Anyway, so progress so far with the little Doosan. Yeah, we've knocked a big hole in this, so the muck heap came up right up round here and over there, and it's gradually all getting turned over. So we've only got kind of that bit in there and that sort of lump there to do, and that's it. The whole thing has been turned, and it was a job I wanted to get ticked off, because soon we're going to be emptying out all the fresher muck out of the barn, and I didn't want to be taking it all the way around the back. I'd rather be a short distance to it. So if I move all that over here, and then all the new muck's going to come here, the stuff that I know is infected, and I'm going to keep it, there'll be an actual separation. So we've already got the two piles that I've already done are already separated, so as in up from the middle. We're going to maintain that, because I know which is, this is actually, most of that is actually a bit older than that, so I'll spread it kind of in order, and then the freshest stuff when we dig out will be coming in here. So I'll have 3 heaps, and I'll know which one to put out at what time, because again, what's coming out now will have to be turned again before the autumn, before we spread it. So it might all be ready to be spread for the autumn, but we know to start that end and work our way towards the shed. So, but it'd be nice to get that, all that gone, and all that gone, and all that gone, and have a bit of yard space back. That would be nice. And then maybe get a couple of loads of stone in and just sort of fill the holes up. That would be nice too. Shall we move a bit more poo? ripe smelling stuff, that is. But this is the best way to get it broken down, ready for the autumn. And like I said, to kill off some of those nasty bugs. So need to get it to about 60 degrees centigrade, which it will do for a prolonged period of time. So, well, more than 10 minutes. And that should kill all the nasty bugs. That's the plan. That's everything turned. Everything's been moved. Just gotta have a tidy up now. So it looks like it's been done by someone who cares what it looks like. But 5:28. I think I'm going to do this just in time to get tonight's upload done. So yeah, that worked out right. That's it. All moved. You go in now. You look lovely in your skirt. In your surgical stockings. They're very colourful surgical stockings, aren't they?
These belong to me.
How long ago hit them on for?
I probably a minimum a week.
Week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't go very quick.
All right, I'll take the camera off you now.
Thank you.
Okay.